number two, frankly, I don't know why the president felt the need to tweet on this subject at all. You know, when you argue with a fool, you just prove there are two. And I consider Congresswoman Omar, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman Tlaib, Congresswoman Presley, I think is her name. They call themselves the Squad. I consider them to be fools.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Congress Flash. Today we're diving into a no-holds-barred political takedown that's making waves. Senator John Kennedy just unloaded on the Squad. That's Ilhan Omar, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Presley. And what he said has the internet buzzing. From calling them fools to questioning their loyalty, this was a mic-drop moment in the Senate. If you care about the direction of this country, and if you're tired of the radical rhetoric, you're going to want to stick around. Let's break it down, point by point. Senator John Kennedy didn't hold back. He straight up called the Squad.
They hate America. They think America was wicked in its origins, and it's even more wicked today. They ought to be thanking America instead of calling America evil and wicked and racist. But this is America, and they have the right to their opinion. But I don't like to see the president even dignify their point of view. Besides that, I think that the Squad, as they call themselves, they are destroying the Democratic Party. You know, when your opponent is screwing up, don't interrupt him. Let him go. I mean, just looking at this from a political standpoint, if I didn't know better, I would think the members of the Squad were GOP plants. I mean, they think that illegal immigration, socialism, higher taxes, abortion are all moral goods. They think America, Israel, free enterprise are moral bads. That's not what most Americans believe. And that's kind of where I am on the subject. The president has explained his position. He has said, look, here's what I meant. If you're not happy living in America, leave. It's a free country, and I agree with that assessment. And according to your website, you're also, I'm going to quote here, a longtime Democratic Party activist who served as a member of the 2016 Democratic National Convention's Platform Standing Committee, close quote. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You support Hamas, do you not?
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question because it demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today.
He straight up called the Squad fools. That's his word, not mine. According to him, their rhetoric is not just misguided. It's dangerous. He says they're pushing anti-American narratives that are tearing the Democratic Party apart from the inside. And honestly, whether you agree or not, one thing's clear. Kennedy's message was aimed not just at his colleagues in the Senate, but at every American watching at home.
Let's start first with a yes or no.
Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization that I do not support, but you asking the executive director of the Arab American Institute that question very much puts the focus on the issue of hate in our country.
Well, I got your answer, and I appreciate it. What is the, you support Hezbollah too, don't you?
Again, I find this line of questioning extraordinarily disappointing, Senator. That you have Arab American constituents that you represent in your great state.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, but my time's limited, and I apologize, but is that a yes or a no?
A yes or no question to do I support Hezbollah? The answer is I don't support violence, whether it's Hezbollah, Hamas, or any other entity that invokes it.
You can't bring yourself to say no, can you?
No, I can say no. I can say yes.
But
what I can say is your line of questioning.
Do you support or oppose Iran and their hatred of Jews?
Again, I'm going to emphasize, Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, none of them is going to, this discussion.
You can't bring yourself to say no, can
Sir,
you?
I don't support.
It's real simple.
Excuse me, I'm going to,
Ian,
if I may, as a Muslim woman, sir, I'm going to tell you I do not support Iran. But what I will tell you is that this conversation.
I'm running out of time. I'm sorry. You called our decision to cut funding. You called our decision to cut fund. Well, first, what's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency?
It's UNRWA, which is the institution that exists to provide services and aid to the nearly 6 million Palestinian refugees.
And you called our decision to cut funding for them, quote, an incredible moral failure, close quote.
That is absolutely correct. But again, I would suggest that conversation is about foreign policy.
We did that because 9 UNRWA staff members were fired for actually helping Hamas on October 7th. Isn't that the case?
I don't believe that that's correct in terms of...
Let me ask you one more time. You support Hamas, don't you? You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not support Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas.
You don't support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
Home. He sees Omar and her allies as a threat, not just politically, but ideologically. Kennedy zeroed in on Ilhan Omar specifically, accusing her of painting America as evil, racist, and irredeemable. He argues that she should be grateful for the opportunities this country gave her, especially as a refugee who rose all the way to Congress. And then he backed up Donald Trump's infamous comment, "If you don't like it here, you can leave." Kennedy called it common sense. According to him, America is far from perfect, but if you spend your entire platform tearing it down, you're not helping, you're harming. Now here's where things got even spicier. Kennedy didn't just criticize their policies, he mocked them, suggesting that if he didn't know better, he'd think these women were actually GOP plants because their extreme views are doing more harm than good to their own party. He listed off their positions: open borders, socialism, higher taxes, and defunding the police, and said flat out, that's not what most Americans want. Let me ask you right now, do you think the squad's agenda reflects your values? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your take. In the same hearing, Kennedy pressed an Arab American witness hard on whether she supported Hamas or Hezbollah. It was a tense moment. The witness denied any support for terrorism, but Kennedy kept pushing. He linked the U.S. decision to cut funding to the UNRWA, the United Nations agency that aids Palestinian refugees, to reports that some of its staff helped Hamas during the October 7th attacks. That's a serious accusation. Kennedy wrapped it up by slamming identity politics. He said Omar and her allies are more focused on race, gender, and victimhood than actual qualifications. In his view, America is built on merit. You work hard, you earn your place. This part of the speech hit a nerve because the squad has made identity central to their political brand. But Kennedy's message was simple. We rise by merit, not by labels. And whether you agree or not, that line is going to stick with a lot of voters. So here's the bottom line. Kennedy didn't mince words. He called out the squad, he defended Trump, and he issued a warning about what he sees as a dangerous, radical agenda infecting American politics. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. And if more Republicans follow his lead, you can expect this kind of rhetoric to become front and center heading into the next election cycle. Let me know in the comments, do you think Kennedy was right? Is the squad helping or hurting America? I read every reply. And if you found this breakdown helpful or eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It helps more than you know. I'll see you in the next one. Stay informed, stay sharp.